Rabbits.
This is Rare Media. To whom it concerns, welcome to the panel.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome along to this edition of the panel on Thursday, the 17th of July. My God, the year is flying. And good evening, Tony Browne, and welcome.
And a very good evening to you too.
There's only myself and Tony, but we're well used to that, and we're well able to talk for an hour, I think, and just so that we want to celebrate and remember. Do you remember her, Tony? Do you?
I just told you I remember well.
The tears I cried for you could fill an ocean, but you don't care how many tears I cried. And though you only leave me out and hurt me, I couldn't bring myself to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
'Cause everybody's somebody's
Body's full.
Everybody's somebody's baby, and there are no exceptions to the rule. Yes, everybody's somebody's fool.
The horse.
Yeah, that was Connie Francis, the Italian American, who passed away.
Yeah.
Who passed away yesterday at the age of 87. She was the first lady to have a number one hit in the Hot 100 in the United States. In the Hot 100, which was I haven't written down here, so it's easy for me to do. In 1960.
I remember that.
And the song we played in the intro, "Everybody's Somebody's Fool."
Every Kevin people outside the remember her, no one have a clue. You know how strong she is. Not a would have.
Yeah, our first hit was
I could rattle them off. I could.
Stupid Cupid.
Cupid, you're a real mean guy. I could sing her. But there's some robot man. There's so many songs that she recorded.
Lipstick on Your Collar.
She was ahead of her time. Then she was kind of done away with in the 60s when the groups came in. She was kind of
well, coincidentally enough, she released an album in 2018, which was 7 years ago. An album of cover songs that she liked herself, that she didn't record some of them. And two of her favorites was "Are You Lonesome Tonight?" and "Torn Between Two Lovers." Remember that one, Maureen McGovern's song?
I remember every song she sang because I grew up with that. And she was raped at one stage, I remember.
She was in the 1970s, and
I remember it had a big effect on her, obviously, you know.
And he tied her up and left her for dead. She was and threw a big heavy mattress over her, which probably would have caused her to suffocate. Yeah. Except a porter in the hotel where it happened. She sued the hotel, and she won her case in court. $2.5 million she won off the hotel for not having enough security in the hotel for their protection. So that was a landmark case, and she was married 4 times, and
I remember this.
She was a daughter. Her parents were Italians, and they grew up in New Jersey, and that was Connie Francis. She was an icon of the 50s and 60s, and I suppose that's the type of music I loved myself listening to. And she was always.
Age. If you're under 50, you wouldn't even remember who she was. You know, you would never clue. You know,
probably not. You know, but she was. Her music is enduring. I mean, she was a staple diet on Radio Luxembourg and all of that. You know.
Yeah, but you're going back again now, I would say. You know, people wouldn't know. Again, last Sunday I met you one. She didn't know what a show band was. She said, she said in a show band, she said, "What's a show band?" I know she was only about 16, but still, you'd imagine she'd have kind of heard the phrase, you know. She didn't clue
Well,
what it
well,
was.
our parents would be only in their early 30s, so they probably wouldn't have known it either.
Oh, they wouldn't have a clue. You know,
See?
they would never bull's notion, and they wouldn't be interested either. They pretend they would.
No,
A lot of
no,
people.
no, 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 no,
No,
they wouldn't. They
I
wouldn't.
had what's his name did an interview the other day now with Hot Slip. Thank God I didn't hear him because I knew my blood pressure would have been up. Ray Darcy. He would have no interest, absolutely none. I would take him on a challenge anytime, talking about Hot Slips, you know. That you get people who can bluff your way forever, you know. And
Well, I mean, I think his program isn't too bad. I've listened to it now a few times, you know. Darcy's program is not too bad, but I prefer Sean Moncrief's program on News Talk. It's on at the same time, you know. Sean
yeah,
Moncrief, yeah, it's on. Sean Moncrief is on from 2 o'clock till 4 on
yeah.
News Talk. But it is nice snippets of quirky stuff, quirky stories, you know,
Oh,
for the
story, what do
2 hours.
you mean? Well, like what? You know, like
Well, they'd be either of a musical or a cultural or a historical interest. You know, he'd have people on. You know, who
people on, yeah, but
he
there's
had
really, they
he
really
had a
bluff
writer
your head in.
he had a writer on there one day which was speaking about the what was the famous battle the battle of the Little Big Horn. He had done extra due diligence on the battle, and he uncovered a lot of and he spoke to relations of some of the people who were involved in the battle, you know. And he had a very good take on it anyway, you know.
Between
Uh,
Indians, because they were all massacred, sure. I don't think there was anyone left in the
well,
people inside.
it was a battle, a
Yeah.
war between the Native Americans and the settlers. So that's what happened, you know.
Yeah, but you'd wonder that. I mean, the worst thing ever, as far as I'm concerned, was Wikipedia because it gives people information. They're rattling it off and they're reading it off, and they've no fact behind. You easily catch them out. I've caught so many people with facts over the years. I could get away talking about list out who's playing on a team. I would never bull's notion, but I bet you if I get a few names, you're aware with it. You know,
Well,
all you need, you can bluff your way through anything.
that's true. I mean, I read that book years ago, Buried My Heart in Wounded Knee. That gave me an interest in the Native American story. Then you see, and as a
Yeah,
result of that, you would. If you were interested, you would follow up some of the stories in that book as well, you know.
it's true.
And
Yeah.
I'd never use Wikipedia as a source. I'd use it as a starting point, you know.
So, yeah, I don't think I've ever actually put it. I never tried it, even would you believe now? I
Yeah,
never did. You know, never tried up. And if I didn't know something, I'd back off. I'd say, I haven't a clue what you're talking about. You know, uh, but you could. I would bluff my way if there's an argument, just to see the reaction I'd get. You
yeah,
know, if
yeah.
I brought up who played for, I don't know, in a soccer team, I would never have no interest. But I bet you I'd get away with it. All you needed a few facts and you're away with it. You know,
Well,
if you give me a
that's
name one time of a soccer player, I can't think of the soccer player now. And
was
I
he
see,
Limerick? Was he a Limerick soccer player?
no, this was in somewhere in England. And he said, have that name. Now I remember having it. He said, you can get into any argument. And I still have thrown it into something very kind
Well,
of, I didn't
well,
clue, man.
that
You
that
know,
that'll only bring you so far, you know.
oh,
What
but
about
you'd be
there's
amazed.
a
It's like they're actually talking like that now. I see at the moment now there's Irish teams playing for an English team in rugby, the Lions. I
the
mean, that's
British the British and Irish Lions are playing.
can't call them the Irish. The lion is a symbol of England. So
Yeah,
how
it
do you
is.
call them Irish if they're English?
Well, the team is made up of England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. The
Where
team
the
is made up.
Scotland win it is? Do they have any thistle in it or why is
The
the
Brit-
Irish have their own team
well,
called?
all the crests are on their jersey, on the Lions jersey. You know.
That's a
Anyway,
Lions. Lions to me is English, and it
for what
should.
it's for what it's worth, the match is on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. 11 o'clock in the morning. They're playing Australia in the first test. For people who like, all the information on our program is on the bottom of the screen for people. And particularly now, this next segment would have a particular interest for Limerick and for all the expats in Limerick. So pay attention to it.
Matheson's horn lies silent. The fact that he's also gone. and the Labour Exchange sends on the site where Limerick's finest sausages came from. But the Father's bells keep ringing out, spreading their joyful tones over this ancient city with its castle and treaty stone. Raised on bacon and cabbage, 6 pennies for the pint and the crack. The bacon from Noney Mahers, the cabbage from the people of Park. The old pawn shops and snooker halls, the neon cigarette sign Crevenay, that once was part of Limerick in the rare old times. Ring a rosy, as the light declines. I remember Limerick City in the rare old times. His name was Willie Wackleeson, as Limerick as can be. Born hard and late in a Dunker street, in a house that ceased to be. He was a champion blood donor, a man of history. To his family and friends we'd like to extend our deepest sympathy. And I courted Eileen O'Donnell, as pretty as you please, a rogue, a child of Mary, from the lovely Fizes Field. I lost her to a docker, Ned Burns, whose face was black with coal. When he took her home to the island field, he took away my soul. Ring a rosy, as the light declines. I remember Limerick City in the rare old times. The years have made me bitter, the Guinness dimmed me brain, for Limerick keeps on changing and nothing seems the same. The tomb and the lyric are gone, the Tivoli long since pulled down, and the Labour Exchange on Cecil Street is the best packed house in town. Fare thee well, sweet River Shannon, I can no longer stay and watch the corporation make a hymns of Arthur's Quay. My mind's too full of memories, too old to hear new chimes. I was once a part of Limerick in the rare old times. Ring a rosy, as the light declines. I remember Limerick City in the rare old times.
There was a bit of nostalgia about Limerick. Now, before anybody asks me any information on it, I'll give all the information on the singer in the background, because my producer found that piece on me online, and I don't know what the significance of where it came from, but I think it's scenes from the 60s and 70s, is it?
That's Christy Donovan. Should I know him?
You know, the
Seen
singer?
Yeah, so he was from Gary, he's from Janesborough.
Christy Donovan. All right.
And
Is he still around?
John Farley, John the Man used to play that song all the time.
Is Christy still around?
No, he did it. He did a good few years.
Yeah. And he mentioned there three cinemas, the Lyric, Savoy, and the Lyric and Thomond. Is it in Savoy?
Those photographs there are all mixed up. They should have been in some kind of a sequence, it's a pity.
Yeah.
They were all mixed up the way those photographs were put in. I don't know
Yeah.
who made that video, but whether Chris to be happy or not, know what that would wonder,
Where was Christy from?
From Janesborough,
All right. Okay.
and
Yeah.
he's been on the Janesborough Club. He used to sing up there as well.
Yeah.
And all those photos there, I could name every one of them, but they're all, a lot of the buildings are gone in those photographs now.
Yeah. Geary's. I see Geary's there. And
It should have got their own air to that song instead of robbing it from what's his name, Pete St. John.
yeah, but Boyd's. I saw Boyd's and Todd's. People would remember those as well,
We didn't get, but it had their own melody, to be better.
And the old buses as well. The old buses is got to see them,
Oh yeah. Anyway, but like that, well, I know why he never got his own air instead of robbing the one, as I said, from Dublin. That's a pity. But anyway, that's a worry. You mentioned earlier on they're passed on. That's a new kind of a phrase people are using now. When I was a child, well, a few years ago, you heard that somebody was dead.
Yeah.
Jimmy Ryan is dead. No, they're saying he passed on. When did he pass on?
I think some people dead is, of course, dead is dead, and it's a finality. But
You never heard that years ago. You never heard that saying. You just said
it depends. I think it depends on where you are. I mean, a lot of people say he's passed on or she's passed on.
Well, I tell you, I never heard it years ago. It was never used.
No.
And people say no, that he has passed. To me, you're dead. You're dead.
Yeah, so
he died. But it's kind of a new phrase that is coming in.
you didn't go out to Thomond Park over the weekend to see the Wolf Tones farewell tour.
No, they've no interest now in the Wolf Tones.
Yeah.
To me,
And I must say, I was coming in from Shannon on Saturday, and the amount of young people, I mean, very young people who were going to the show was just phenomenal. Anyway,
listen to it, the kind of
the leader of the opposition was shown on the big screen. Do you see that in Thomond Park?
No.
And this is the reception she got.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for giving voice to so much. Thank you for always staying true. Thank you for being true rebels, true patriots. Thank you for being the voice for all of us. So, let the people sing their stories and their songs and the music of their native land, their lullabies and battle cries and songs of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand all across this ancient land. Throughout the test of time, it was music that kept our spirits free. Those songs of yours and of mine. Woo!
What was that on? What was that?
Mary Lou came up on the big screen to send a message to the people at the Wolf Tones concert in Thomond Park.
Yeah. She will be supporter of the Wolf Tones now.
Of course. Anyway,
Be a big supporting force.
as you know, a few more people, Tony, have entered the race to become president of Ireland. If you've been listening to the broadcast, and Fine Gael have put forward Mairead McGuinness as their candidate to become president. People never get away from the gravy train, do they? They never want to get off,
Mairead McGuinness. I tell you one thing, she's good confidence. I remember she's some neck. She's doing interviews and she's working for RTE, I think, at one stage.
On Ear to the Ground. Remember that poem? Yeah, Ear to the Ground. That's where she cut her, as the man said, that's where she cut her teeth, and then she became an MEP and a commissioner.
Yes, you're meant to go on for Kelly, didn't they? Fellow involved in the GA, I can't even think of his name now.
Sean Kelly.
Sean Kelly, president. Sacred heart. Would you think they'd be ashamed themselves?
No.
I'm not going to do that. Just somebody asked me to be president of Ireland. I said, well, when will I start? I said, you must be joking me. And
Now we have Maureen McGuinness and we have that one from Catherine Connolly from Galway. Do you know her? That TV.
what you got to say for her that she's an honest person, she is.
I
She
don't know
was,
he's any honest politician really, but anyway, she was a member.
I mean, it's wrong they are putting up these candidates, I think.
She was a member of the Labour Party, if you remember.
Yeah, I know she was.
And then she wanted to stand as a second candidate with Michael D. Higgins, and they wouldn't give her a nomination, so she fell out with him and left the party and stood as an independent.
But all independents, about 90% of that more of all the independents, even in local elections, are people that couldn't get on the, as they say, the ticket.
About 90%.
Yeah. Themselves then to prove a point.
Now, there's two candidates that we know for definite, and we know that Declan Ganley has been canvassing the members of the Dáil as well to get a nomination to run, and also Declan Ganley. Remember he ran a couple of years ago.
The fellow that was the minister?
No, Declan Ganley.
Oh no,
he founded a party a good few years ago called Libertas. I don't know, do you remember that? Anyway, he's a businessman.
I do now. Yes, sorry, I do.
Yeah. He's
the last time they had a president, there were some God, there were people for that. There was one fellow who was a cop, and he thought he'd get in as well. And there was you'd wonder like if there any shame at all,
No. While you're thinking of, if you have any suggestions who should be present, you can email us on the bottom of the screen or text us the name of a candidate, and we'll be more than happy to oblige you. But this is a piece of comedy.
I know you don't believe in all this UFO rubbish, but I've been sitting here looking out of that window at the sky, and I suddenly noticed a star.
Well, it's night, Trig, it happens.
Yeah, but this star suddenly disappeared just for a split second, and then it came back again. And then it disappeared. And then it came back again. And then it disappeared. And then it came back again. Do you think that's a close encounter?
No, it's called blinking. It's done it again, look.
No, missed it. There it goes.
Well, they don't make them like that anymore.
No, I couldn't. I never saw that, and I couldn't laugh at that. No, I don't like that stupid English comedy.
Only fools and horses. They probably do the best. I don't know. They probably do some of the best. But we have another comedy clip here. Do you like Dick Emery?
No, I saw him, sir. I said it to you last week. I saw Dick Emery in the Savoy.
What was he like?
He was funny at the time, but now he doesn't seem funny at all because all his jokes are all innuendo, like, and homosexuals and all that kind of thing, And but as things pop up now on Facebooky, you see things popping up with Dick Emery, and it can be well. They're all the same. You know what he's going to say, and you know what he's going to do. They were of a time when they were funny, but they haven't lasted. And but like there are one or two things that still are funny. But no, I never. Afterwards, I got sick of him. I'm talking about. I saw him in the 70s. That was in the Savoy, and but like that, he's not funny anymore. As regards that last clip you showed there, I couldn't see sense or meaning in that. No laughing, I really couldn't.
Well, Only Fools and Horses was a genius comedy thing. It came along at the time around shortly after 40 Towers.
Yeah, but after 40 Towers, there was a bit of thought put into it.
40 Towers.
That thing that when I was acting the fool, they were stupid or scenes,
Yeah, the people in 40 Towers were geniuses, really. They tapped into the psyche of the people, and they were very good. They're very good at observing, as well.
Some comedies some comedies with some things you'd have to laugh at, you know.
Well, Father Ted was a good comedy.
Which
Father Ted.
Father
Yeah.
Ted, Father Ted was very funny, and even that. Well, I think it's funny. Other people mightn't think so, but I laughed at Father Ted now. There were one or two episodes of it now weren't that funny, but some of them were. The storyline behind it were very funny at times. But again, they were kind of against the church at times. Now, a few things that I would object to, because I was watching a good documentary on the other night now all about the censor, the film censor in Ireland. And it was
Oh
very
yeah,
the film censor.
yeah.
I mean, people forget that what's his name was the censor one time, Frank Hall. The
He
thought
was.
after when he doing his own program, Hall's Pictorial Weekly, they thought that he would take a different kind of approach to some scenes. He didn't, because there were lots of films banned that we never. Well, I'd never much interest in films, but there were a lot of them banned, and they never kind of you can kind of appeal it, and you know, and the amount
Well,
of stuff.
that of course, the banning of films in Ireland was horrific, but that completely fell by the wayside when the advent of the video shops and video
Video
stores
thing
came
on
in.
it,
That
yeah.
finished all the banning, because if it wasn't on the cinema, you could go in and buy the thing.
Yeah, well, that is true. But then again, you'd wonder, like, there were some things banned now. And when they were showing it the other night in that program, I agreed with it to myself. I said, well, I wouldn't blame them for banning that. And
Okay.
there were some scenes and then some films got in that I was kind of amazed. Some terrible violence in some films, and you'd ask yourself, like, what's the point
Yeah,
of this?
they banned sex, but they left horrific violence in.
Yeah. But then some films got back in again. I was amazed there were certain films I can't think of now because I wouldn't class myself as a film buff, as they say, you know. But
But then there was books banned as well. You know,
which
books are banned as well in Ireland. Like,
yeah, but that was kind of silly because Jim Kemmy, I remember him talking about that. He brought books back from England that were banned here, and so silly some of the things that they banned.
you just go across the border in Northern Ireland and buy them in the bookshops. You know, I
That's
mean,
just funny how you can do that. In
the
that sense,
same with a Playboy magazine. It was banned for years.
all for years and years, and there was nothing really in it, you know,
No,
two
no.
nudie women, and but other than that, there were good interviews in Playboy magazine. He did top people doing interviews.
There were real journalists writing for the magazine. There's
Oh
no
yeah,
doubt about it. Yes, no. But here's a clip from Father Ted.
Father, while you were out for your walk, we had a phone call. I think you were supposed to do a funeral today.
Funeral, I completely forgot about it.
It's all right. Father Maguire said he'd do it.
Douglas doing a funeral! You let Douglas do a funeral! Sorry about that.
that was funny, you know. Because one of the best things I think of the whole lot is he went when he said, "Am I still a priest?" Ted, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just want to be a priest. Oh, he was driving a milk float, and he said, "I just want to be a priest. You know, I want to go back again to be a priest." You know, just funny. What I've seen all the Father Ted's episodes. I'd say I must have seen them at least 3 times. You know,
Oh yeah.
I still watch them.
I think most people have seen Father Ted 3 or 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
They,
it's very
you know,
funny. So
yeah, it was-
I mean, you ran, and she made him, of course, Polly Midland. She was very funny in him.
oh, she was absolutely. She couldn't be in anything else after that, you know, because she was
That's
so
true.
typecast, you know.
You do associate people. There's actors that won't do certain parts because, again, I was watching a documentary the other night on Christopher Lee. It was
Yeah,
very good.
he's brilliant, man.
You know, and the way he was, because when you think of Christopher Lee, you automatically think of Dracula because
Yeah, that's right.
he had a height, you see, and he had a voice. You know, he had a deep voice.
He was a very well trained Shakespearean actor, stage actor as well.
Very well.
Christopher Lee.
You get into this mold of
Yeah.
doing all the Dracula films that he did. You do, and the other actor is what's his name, Peter Cushing. He was the same. He was the same as always as a doctor and trying to solve the problem, with the vampire or whatever it was. But Peter Cushing was good. But like that, you associate these people then with certain parts and with certain acts. But that still applies today because there are certain actors you'd see, and you know he's going to be the villain in the picture, and which I suppose once they're getting paid, they don't care.
Well, the thing I miss myself on the radio, because I have a lot of radio stations online set up myself, but I miss good music on the radio, Tony. Or I mean, good music, I know in one respect, a lot of people may not like what I like. It's a personal thing, music, but music of the 50s, 60s, and 70s, that kind of area, You don't hear that kind of music anymore on the radio,
I'd argue that, but you do win what it on local stations to have fellas coming on and they're playing music from the 50s, and you do get certain stations. Now,
Yeah.
I don't care for that though myself. Oh God, I'd say, I've enough of that. But no, well, there's a guy on West Limerick now on a Monday night, and he plays just strictly American country stuff, but all the old stuff he's playing, and it's
Or,
a
original.
yeah, yeah. He doesn't
Con-
play. Oh, there's some dreadful country music out now. There's a program on television at the moment, and it's live from the Grand Ole Opry. And and it's out once, I don't watch it anymore. And it's awful, awful. I'm sure there are people in Nashville. I'd say some of the fellas well, they're not around now, but I imagine they'd have to get their views on some of the things,
he's been playing so on. I must dip into that now. On a Monday night, is it?
Monday night between
What
us.
what time is it on?
I think he's on from about, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I usually put it on and he's on. I think he's on from 8 till, I'd say 8 o'clock at a happy state, till
Is
about
that
half.
your man? Is that your man? Rivers, no.
No, 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 no. No, that's Johnny Rivers. No, no, this is, God, I can't, John, I can't think of his name. Anyway, he's from West Limerick anyway, I can't, from East Limerick, I should say West Limerick. Oh, he's from West Limerick. And John, yes, I can't give his name now this minute now. But at least he'd play stuff like, what's his name when he's Playboys? Jeez, I can't give his name. Texas. That's the stuff that I really like, is what they call Texas swing.
Oh yeah,
Like all these Texas players,
yeah.
Skip the Wheel, and even Willie Nelson for that matter. They all moved back, you see, to Austin, and they based themselves in Austin. Most of these good countries, they left Nashville. That's how your man had his hair shown in the shape of a hat. And I love it. He used to have his hair cut in the shape of a cowboy hat. People
All
saw
right.
the shape of his head.
I used to love I love it. I love
Yeah.
his program. I love his program.
Some great, but that's all what the class is Texas swing. That's nicer music, but most people don't know the difference between that anyway, and ordinary country music. But country music to me is the like of Hank Williams and that, and Don Gibson. I saw Don Gibson actually in Cork, in the Opera House in Cork. God, it must be 30 years ago now. 40 years.
No, he was fantastic. I like his music, and I like that. What's his name? I was listening the other night. Johnny Horton. I liked him.
Then again, he only really one hit,
He had a good shape. So
Don Gibson wrote. Oh, I saw him twice. I saw him in Killarney as well, and I saw him in the Opera House in Cork. Don
yeah.
Gibson. I mean, the songs he's written, everybody knows Don Gibson's song, and he's a beautiful singer, and he had a guitar player with him. Oh, he did. He was fabulous. Now the guitar player he had, but like that, some of those country singers are the best ever. And you never.
They had some fabulous musicians with them as well, which were worth going to see in their own right. But you mentioned Don Gibson, and of course, I love it. Of course, I love it, and the Texas Mecca, of course, Ricky Skaggs is a genius.
Ricky Skaggs. I saw Ricky Skaggs in the. I went to see him in Dublin. What's the boxing ring? What's the name of it? I can't think of the name of the place in Dublin. And I was there at the concert. My wife and my children and all were with me. Went to see Ricky Skaggs. He was fabulous. You know.
Ah,
What's the
that,
name of the boxing ring? I can't think of the name.
I will think of it in a minute. The what?
Dublin at the National Stadium.
National Stadium, yeah.
And
Ricky, Ricky, he's a fabulous musician as well.
he was a brilliant
You know.
musician. Although the only thing was about him, he really, and like again, he turned against Nashville as well. He left his hair grow, and they didn't like that. You wouldn't have long hair at all in Nashville.
Shot back inside, is it?
Oh, they didn't like
Well,
that.
I know what you think of a guy like Ray Price. I think he's a fabulous singer as well. Yeah,
Yeah, he's gotten a good while now.
he is, and
They were very good. Ricky Skaggs a bit, and I saw Buck Owens in the National Stadium.
but Buck Owens is something else, you know. Buck Owens.
You never saw him, did you? Buck
No,
Owens.
I never saw Buck Owens. I saw Johnny Cash. All right. I saw Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
You know.
But Buck Owens, he did a fabulous thing in the National Stadium. If you remember, the ring obviously was in the middle, and they used to sell seats at the back as well, which was a bad place to be. But he said that night, Buck Owens, would you mind, he says to the crowd, look there in front of him, but he said, would you mind if I turned around and sing to the crowd behind? Because he said, they're only looking at my back all night, you know.
Yeah.
Buck Owens. And again, he's another fella that left Nashville. Himself and the other fella, what's his name that I went to see in the Point? Jeez, I'm losing it a bit. God, his protege is what's the name? Wears the tight clothes. Jeez, I can't think of his name now. A minute ago. Oh God, I can't think of his name. Anyway, they went to live
He's from Texas, is he?
What?
Is he from Texas?
No. I got back. What's his name? He had a pair of trousers on him, snakeskin trousers, and there must have been a half hole getting him into him. Got it anyway. Always wears the hat. Jeez, I saw him at the National Stadium. I can't even think of his name now this minute. But
Guitars and Cadillacs.
Yeah, Guitars and Cadillacs.
Yeah, that was his big hit.
Billy music.
He had a big Stetson hat.
Yeah, I saw him in the Point. I think that was one of the last concerts I was at in the Point. But he was brilliant altogether, he was. But like that, they didn't bother with Nashville. They stayed out of Nashville. And Buck Owens, they went to live in Bakersfield. And like that, even Buck Owens wrote the song about Bakersfield.
I think I had him. Dwight Yoakam.
Dwight Yoakam, I couldn't think of his name. Yeah.
He was brilliant. Dwight Yoakam was brilliant. Absolutely.
He's just singing. He danced away to himself when he was singing. Oh, brilliant. But they're what I call real country, you know. But these new singers, there's one or two I kind of tolerate, you know.
I like Mo Bandy as well.
Yeah.
He was very, very good country singer, Mo Bandy.
And there was Presley, like this fella, I never took to him now. He kind of, they put him up for a while. Something Presley, and they like that.
Yeah.
There's some of these singers you only hear them once. Clint Black. Now, Clint Black had some lovely songs. Yeah.
Well, Clint Black's a good performer, and then he wrote some lovely stuff. You know?
Randy Travis. Who Randy Travis can't sing anymore.
Randy Travis got a bad stroke. Yeah.
There's some of them like they're lovely voices. But what's your man then that they were all talking? Oh, good, Garrett Brooks. I wouldn't go down to Finishing Pub to see Garrett Brooks.
No, I never took to his music.
I just didn't even need putting on this show and all this acting the fool. You know, I'd love to have a discussion with him and say to him, like, you know, why don't you sing properly? Don't be acting the fool. It's like a man out of Oasis singing out that brother, all in act, you know, putting it on.
Noel Gallagher.
What?
Noel Gallagher, is it?
Yeah. Liam. Noel is talented. But the other fellow to me is useless, and he kind of hang on. And he's singing and putting on this act. Nobody ever says to him, like in an interview, you know, why are you acting the fool? You know, why don't you talk properly? But they don't. It's an image, you see. People are afraid to put him out.
Well, they're smiling all the way to the bank now in the world tour, you know. They're making it. I agree with you. I agree with you there with the fact of Garth Brooks, and I never liked him, you know, and
No,
I could never understand why people were paying a fortune to see him.
but it's the hype, you see. You're lucky. It's like, what's her name, sure? What's her name? There was in Dublin. The other one calling herself country. She's more country now than I am. You know that I'm a pope. What's her name? Just I can't think of her name now. She's making
Beyonce,
millions. Who?
Beyonce.
Oh, no. Well, she brought out a country music album.
Yeah, she won a
No,
Grammy for it. They gave her a Grammy for it.
the one that was in Dublin there last year. She did 3 or 4 nights. Obviously, this year she was there. I had much
Oh
interest
yeah,
anyway.
oh yeah. The one Swift, is it? Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, I think she's dreadful. But how do you? I mean, she's nothing that I can even remember. I couldn't sing a song that she brought out.
I
You
don't think there's anything endearing about her, you know, as a performer, as a
know,
singer. There's nothing.
yeah, she casts herself as a country singer, you know, and but it's you can be lucky, you see, as well, and get in at the right time, and you get. I mean, she's making millions, and
She
people
is,
say
yeah.
that then, but she go, what is she? I don't know. I mean,
She's
you
making millions out of mediocrity and
yeah, but
stupidity.
like
Yeah.
that, she's supposed to be country singer. I mean, I personally wouldn't class her as country. And then
No.
people playing her on country programs, you know. And then what's it's like Irish. I mean, there's some dreadful singers in Ireland, you know, and they're making money, you know. Well, you wonder, you know, and some of them I wouldn't have them in my way, but who am I to say, you know?
Yeah,
That,
that's true.
and then the usual one can be said to you, would you do as good? You know, but
Well,
you got a
I
chance.
mean, that's if you want to have a discussion with engage with, I would say throw away remarks all over it, you know, when you have a discussion with people. But I suppose Connie Francis, who we had at the top of the show, she was a lady who could sing anything.
Well,
She could sing.
Rhonda then, could she, you know,
I
how
think she
she
could.
done today, you see, you know,
But
she only have her time, you see, that's the matter.
yeah,
And
but the same with Loretta Lynn. And the same with Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton would be you'd class Dolly Parton as a country music singer.
yeah, but she brought out some good country songs, you see, don't
Yes,
forget.
she did. And
Learned the ropes from, what's his name? She learned the ropes from when she left his program. Just I can't think of it.
Porter Wagoner.
Who? Oh,
Porter
what right?
Wagoner. Yeah.
I mean, she learned a lot from him now.
Oh,
And
she did. Yeah.
he's a good singer in his day, you
Oh,
know.
he had some fabulous hits, Porter Wagoner. You know.
Then he kind of moved away as well. When Dolly Parton started to make money, he moved slightly away from. He brought out what was it? Make the World Go Away Now, for example.
Yeah, ballad type stuff. You know.
Kind of went
Yeah.
into that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
but like that, some of these country singers in see an outlet sometimes for a different type of song.
The,
Johnny,
the fella you were trying to think of way back was Brad Paisley. Was it Brad Paisley?
oh, that's the fella. Yeah, I'm be bothered with him now.
Oh
He was.
no,
They were promoting him for a long time,
no,
and
no.
Alan Jackson. Although Alan Jackson has some lovely songs as well. You
Now,
know.
who would you say now, after we talk about country music, and if anybody has any country music suggestions, they could just email us or text us to the information on the screen. Press the red button on the right hand side to subscribe to our channel. We'd appreciate it. But in Ireland, who's the top country music singer in your opinion in recent times? And
So there's all gone now, Nelly. There's only a few left now. That you first of all you have that American fella. Oh God, I can't give his name now. Robert Mizell.
yeah,
Oh, Jimmy Buckley. They call themselves the Three Amigos, and someone I can't even think of the third fella. You know, I've never seen them, and I've no desire to go to see them either. You know, but
well, I think the first super country music singer was
followers, you
huh?
know, they have their own followers.
Oh, they have.
And you can't take that away from them, you know.
No.
But I personally, Robert Mizell, to me, wouldn't be country. And then they have this term of country and Irish, like Daniel
Yeah.
O'Donnell, you know.
Yeah,
And
I know.
I mean, you know, you get people that get very narky with you over it, you know.
But I thought one of the authentic country music singers we had, or one of the few, was Ray Lynham. I thought.
Well, I know was a great country singer.
I think I think Brian Cole as well. Brian Cole is a beautiful singer.
Oh, Brian Connor, but Brian did was too much on kind of basically Slim Whitman that he used to sing
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
songs and
He
he
did, but he's a darn good country music singer. Damn
yeah.
good. If you ever get one or two of his albums, they're still available. You can buy them on Amazon. That's Brian
Yeah,
Cloud, you know.
well, I am not a good musician, you see, as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
He's a good piano player, and John can't think of his name, and of course Sheeran. Uh, Jeez, I'm forgetting the names now. I'm so long since I saw Red Lion had a great band.
Yeah, Random, of course, and the Hillbillies. Is it the Hillbillies?
Oh, well, they were the first band, Red Lion with the Hillbillies.
Yeah, yeah.
And Brendan Quinn the same. He had a great band. He had a
Brendan
great
Quinn, but I thought Brendan Quinn was a fabulous singer.
yeah, but even Brendan Quinn to me, the band was really better than Brendan Quinn. A great backing band. And
We,
so
will- we must contact him again to come on the show with us, you know.
Brendan
He's
Quinn
a,
I know well, and I
he's a
never
great.
really him really. Never kind of got to know really him.
But then there was a period of time when he did a load of duets with Philomena Begley.
Yeah, but she's funny,
When he did a good few duets, you know.
What
And
about Margot? Would
who?
Margot, would she be a country singer?
Ah, she would be.
And you'd be amazed, what people's views are on music and
There
musicians.
was
And
a. Do you remember Gloria?
oh, I know her father. Gloria, she came from a very talented family.
Gloria Shelley, was it Shelley?
She was?
Shelley, was that her name?
No, Gloria Smith.
Gloria Smith, was it?
Yeah, and her brother. Her brother was a fine guitar player now. He
Oh,
started,
Jimmy Smith, yeah, Jimmy Smith, I know Jimmy Smith, yeah.
he started one time. He started his own, started a band called the Bogey Boys. His brother Jimmy. He ran for president, sure. he
Hey,
put his name.
what about T.R. Dallas?
Who?
T.R. Dallas.
Yeah, what about him? Yeah, he's Alan. He's his brother, so the other fellow was.
What do you country music singer?
Who shot you?
And how can you forget Mean Tom? Do you remember Mean Tom?
I do, yes, I do. Listen, but
Oh, yeah, wasn't Mean Tom Derek Davis, is it?
Derek Davis was Mean Tom, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He made a few bob out of that. Yeah, he did.
One of the best tunes ever. Look it up sometimes. Rayline them. Just another town. I think it's just another town. I can't think of the name of it. And there's a guitar solo in that, done by what's his name? I can't think of his name now as well. He's from Sligo. The guitar player he'd asked when we came to that tune, And there's a guitar solo in that. It is fabulous. There's a guitar solo in that single that Rayline them. But it got nowhere.
Well, I think, you go to so many dances during the show band era, you go to so many dances, and depending on whether you were drinking or whether you were sober, but there was one night in particular, it stands out in my mind anyway, and you might say I'm not a good judge of music, but it was a night, when you listen to some show bands, and there's the odd night when everything they do is gold, is fantastic, is in sync, is in time. And I was in the Star Ballroom in City, the gig one night, and it was the Cotton Mill Boys. And they
Yeah.
were just fantastic. They were just, everything they did that night was fantastic. Cotton Mill Boys. I thought they were very good. Thought they were.
No, but they were kind of the leavings into the show band scene. They were kind of going into the 70s again.
Oh, you are, yeah. But they were fantastic, I thought.
Oh, yeah, but his name was on piano with them for years. Desi did know. Desi Wilson. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
Desi singing. He was married. Do you remember his wife had herself and what were they called? Two's Company.
Tools Company, yeah.
He was married. That was his wife. And it was going around. And who was she with? Rory Ting. She used to sing with.
Yeah.
Them as well. They were very popular. They were.
They just pack out everywhere. I remember them playing in Mallow. I remember them playing in around Mallow, Butterfront, and down in all the pubs around there. They used to. Oh, they had their own following.
Yeah,
Tools Company.
Desi was married to her. I remember Desi singing with the Vanguard Six and Tralee. Let's go back a bit now.
Was that in black and white?
I remember well that fellas singing, and some fellas didn't kind of, I suppose, change their tune, they don't want to be associated with certain types of music anymore, you know, when they go into something else. But then, as we said, with Ray Lynham, he always stuck with country music. And
Who?
Ray Lynham, he
Yeah,
always
yeah. He did.
all the bands left then, and they all went with Danny O'Donnell at one stage.
Well, the number one country singer in Ireland, you must admit, probably was Big Tom.
Big Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we'll move along now, and we'll talk about Ray Lynham again. But anyway, Ray Lynham was he was a good country singer, you know. Ray Lynham was.
Well, Big Tom had some fantastic hits.
He had was with the country.
The thing about Big Tom and the Mainlanders was their sound, their unique sound.
Down with the organ.
You hear the first few notes of a Big Tom song. Probably.
Tricks.
Huh?
They were real three chord tricks, you know. Like most of Buddy Holly songs would the same with three chords. But it was like that, dum da da dum da da dum. And see, they were to jive to those songs, you know. And once you could jive,
you could dance to them, you know. You could dance to them.
No, you could jive to them, you know. Yeah. And that's what people wanted. And then they wanted old time waltzes, you see, as well. So they were that fitted into a lot of them. No, I never really took the Big Tom now, to be honest with you. You know, I remember him first, he was in a band called Ken Kennedy, and Ken Kennedy's son ended up with Big Tom afterwards. I remember him with Ken Kennedy's band. You know, what are you watching there? I'm watching your eyes scanning around. What? Can you hear me? What are you doing? I can't hear you.
Big Tom in the background, but it didn't come out to you at all, did it?
He must be out in the back garden singing because I can't hear him.
Yes, I dug him up before we came on air.
What you did to poor Big Tom, I don't know where he's gone anyway. But most of his songs were written by Johnny McCauley. He was a good fella for like those kind of songs, you know, Four Country Roads and a few more.
But you could dance to his music.
Well, you could. That's what I said to you, man. Once you could drive, you see.
That was it.
And the driving is coming back a big way. There's a lot of things coming up now on YouTube with a thing called Reels. And mainly in Donegal, God, there's some great drivers in it. Some younger people learning how to drive. And there's somebody in Dublin even putting on jive classes, how to jive, you know. It's great to be able to jive to some of the country songs. With the rhythm, proper country rhythm.
There was a singer there from Offaly who was good too, John something.
Who?
John something. He's from Offaly.
John Hogan?
John Hogan, yeah. Good singer. You're a good singer.
He'd be singing like that.
That's right, yeah.
No, I don't like him singing.
There's some of the stuff I like that he did, you know.
Something happened. His throat, I remember. I think his throat. He was very sick for a while. And he made a kind of a comeback then last year. I can't think now. Something happened to him anyway. And what's his name, of course? McFlavin. McFlavin is fine if you listen to him. And you're not looking at him, you listen to him. You think he was American first.
McFlavin had some good stuff.
Yeah, McFlavin. He's from up the Midlands as well.
Yeah.
He has a good voice. You think he was the first time I heard him, I thought he was an American.
Yeah, Maria's heading out for California. Do you know that song? Maria's heading out.
Is she putting on an American accent, you say?
Yeah, and then he had the old schoolyard or something like that. The old schoolyard.
Oh, the old schoolyard.
McFadden, yeah. And God, we're showing our age, Tony, are we?
Yeah, but he's a good entertainer, McFlavin is. He's about 6'2" tall, I think.
He's a big man. He's a big man. Big man, he is.
But then there's some new fellas out there now coming through, and you'll wonder how they get through it all. You know?
Derek Ryan. Have you heard Derek Ryan singing?
Who?
Derek Ryan.
Who's Derek Ryan again? Oh yeah. He's one of these new fellas, and You see from Carlo, there's one of them from I mix him up with now with another singer as well.
Down near Wexford, is there somewhere? Yeah,
No.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure.
But they're on that program on TG4 where they have the country singers on it.
Opry, the Opry, the Opry,
And that was doing it for a while. Or there's some of them on that you'd wonder even how they got through.
I know, but once Dan O'Donnell is on that, I don't listen to it.
You know, and
he's a lucky man. That's all. He's a lucky man. He's made some money out of music.
These American people that came over here, and not came over here, but some of them did. Sandy Kelly, for example.
Well, Sandy Kelly and the Dusky Sisters, remember? Yeah. And Sandy Kelly, they are good entertainers. She can sing.
Yeah, but they didn't say. But then she went off. She went off to Nashville then and made a recording and fancied herself as a Johnny Cash fan. You see.
Yeah.
Although she did bring out a beautiful song with him. Oh God, I can't get the song this minute now. Carpenter. Oh God. Yeah, a song with Johnny Cash. That's lovely. Because there's Nashville musicians in the background.
It was well produced. But I met her many times, Sandy Kelly and her husband. I met her many times in the band when they played in Mallow.
I made costumes some shot.
Yeah.
For the farewell. She
very
married
nice.
Tom Kelly's brother. Can't think his name now.
Yeah, very nice people, I thought. Very nice people, genuine people, you know. That's Sandy Kelly.
Tom Kelly was the start of that band. And then that's how she went with him then when she met Tom Kelly's brother. She married him, as I said. I can't think of his name now. He's the bass player in the band, he was.
And what about that girl singer, lady singer? She's a nice singer, Mary Duff.
Yeah, it's a bit high pitched at times now singing. Yeah. That's gone now. But there's lots of them out there. And Browne. There's a good few women singers that came over the years. But some of them we never hear of again. And then what about the one from Ennis, Mara O'Connell? She went after.
Oh, yeah. She made a decent living out of singing, you know. Molly, my Irish Molly, is it?
Name another song.
No, another song.
See, that's my point. You know.
Wasn't she singing with Clannad one time?
No.
I thought she was.
She was with the Dannon. No.
The Dannon.
Yeah. No, that's Clannad. The only Clannad were all the what you call them. What's their names again? I can't think of their names this minute either.
The O'Donnells, is it or something?
They were her uncles. One of them dead. Well, they were twins. The uncles were twins. They were in the band.
There must have been two of them there, so was there?
I tell you, they were very good at Canada in the early days. I went to see them out in, would you believe it, out in Scariff, the Merryman Tavern in Scariff.
Merryman, very good spot.
I was there, we were there a good few times. I remember having to go see the Furies out there when they were, before they kind of got big heads and before Finbar went off to live in Spain. You know, but anyway, but like that, the Furies were good in their early days, you know.
What made the Dannon was that music for Harry's Game.
For what?
Harry's Game was the name of the tune for the television series Robin Hood. The Dannon. That put them on the map, international map.
The Dannon were a good band.
But they were good.
There's one of them dead as well now. If there isn't two of them, there's definitely one of them dead. I can't think of his name now. Mick Ting, he was to play the mandolin. He's dead. And like that, then bands get sick of being together half the time. And then that's just the first thing. Then there's rows over money. And there's rows over what where we go, we play this, we play that, you know. You get some fellas didn't want to go more traditional. Especially
was that Nolan O'Donnell? Was it Nolan O'Donnell?
Who?
Was you one related to them, Enya?
Oh, Enya's one of them. What's their? I can't think of their names. The father
was it Nolan O'Donnell, was it?
Oh no, different family altogether. Yes. Take it handy now a minute, will you?
I'm a bit addled tonight.
Brennan actually. Enya Brennan. Yeah. And then there's Sister Maya. So Maya to be on everything, nearly said. Oh, she's not on the Angelus, but she's on loads of different programs.
Well, the Dannon, Frankie Gavin.
Frankie Gavin is a fiddle
The,
player.
the original did Frankie Gavin, Alex Finn, Johnny Ringo McDonald,
Yeah,
Charlie Pickett,
and what's his name playing the
and Dolores Keane, and Mickey
Yeah,
Finn.
but they had all these singers that came in, you see, for a while.
Yeah,
They used
yeah.
to ring these female singers who they take on for 12 months of the year or whatever it was, you know.
Well, I'll tell you now, just for people for interest, the members of the Dannon, right, from Alex Finn, Johnny Ringo McDonagh, Charlie Pickett, Mickey Finn, Dolores Keane, Andy Irvine, Johnny Moynihan,
You know, well,
Tim Lyons, Jackie Daly, Maura O'Connell, Mary Black, Martin O'Connell, Aidan Coffey, Eleanor Shanley, Colin Murphy, Tommy Finning, Derry Hickey, and Andrew Murray. They were all members of the Dannon one time or another.
yes, that you should bring in these singers. But some of these fellas only was in for a
But you know, Tony, I know we're jumping around this. Eleanor Shanley, I think, is a fine singer.
Who?
Eleanor Shanley.
I understand, yeah.
Yeah, she's a fine singer.
Singing with Ronnie Drew.
Yeah.
That's the singer with the Dubliners. I don't know, I never cared much for the Dubliners. You
know? I've got a couple more years on you, baby. That's all. That was her duet with Ronnie Drew. Eleanor Shanley. But on her own right, she is a fabulous singer. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. She dyed her hair. She was black hair for years, and then she dyed it blonde. She's gone blonde altogether now. You know?
What? Snow White and Seven.
Blondes have more fun, you see. That's well known. You know.
Well, on that positive note, we've come to the end of another session of the panel. From Tony Browne and myself, that's when we meet you again next Thursday. Have a good week and have a good weekend, and I wish Cork the very best of luck in the All-Ireland final on Sunday at 3:30. All will be revealed. Cork and Tipperary in the All-Ireland hurling final. So 3:30 on Sunday.
When is that?
Next Sunday at 3:30.
Oh,
so from Tony and myself, till we meet again, take care. Bye-bye.
This is Rare Media. To whom it concerns, welcome to the panel.